Hey guys, this is Zach with Next Tech News, and now that the dust has settled a little bit, I figured I would go over the Nintendo Switch and give you guys my impressions. Okay, so let's start with the specs. Undocked, the Nintendo Switch will have a 6.2-inch screen. The resolution of this screen will be 720p. And then when the Switch is docked, obviously the screen size is as big as your TV is, and the resolution will be 1080p. The differences in the resolution between docked and undocked come from the custom NVIDIA TEGRA processor, which we're not sure if it's Pascal or Maxwell based yet. When the Switch is docked, the NVIDIA TEGRA processor is at 1 clock speed, and when it's undocked, it is underclocked so that it increases the battery life of the Switch. So that is why the resolutions are different and why they probably went with a 720p screen over a higher resolution one. Speaking of battery life, the battery life in the Nintendo Switch is a big range from 2 all the way up to 6 hours. Obviously in more advanced games it's going to be closer to 2, and in lighter weight games it'll be closer to 6. The Switch will come with 32 gigs of internal storage, which seems like very little, but all the Nintendo Switch games will be completely stored on the little cartridges, so there won't be much need for internal storage. And it is expandable, so you can put a 256 gigabyte micro SD card in it to expand the storage. The Switch has the newest Wi-Fi 802.11ac, and it can even connect to other Switches through a local network. The tablet part of the Nintendo Switch has one USB-C port, which is what it uses to dock. And the dock has one USB port, one AC adapter port, and one HDMI port. So specs aside, I'm having a very hard time wrapping my head around if the Nintendo Switch will be a good console or kind of a flop like the Wii U before. My biggest holdups on it is that I feel like it'd be really hard to develop for. I think it's a great idea. I'd love to be able to play console-like games portably. However, I think Nintendo might be going in the wrong direction. Xbox and PS4 are both moving in the direction of more powerful systems to try to match more like PC performance, like what's behind me, so that they can differentiate themselves from mobile gaming, because portable gaming has become mobile gaming. They're one and the same now. So kind of moving a console towards mobile gaming seems like a bad idea to me, but maybe I'm wrong. I think the biggest thing that's really holding me up though is that I don't know that third-party developers are going to support it, and Wii U's biggest downfall was that it was too hard to develop for, so nobody supported it. So really Nintendo was the only developer for actual serious games at least, for developing for the Wii U, and I feel like the same thing's going to happen. I know they announced Skyrim, and I know there'll be NBA 2K12 or 2K17, and and FIFA, I think it was also announced in the press event. But those are games that honestly don't take a lot of horsepower, so I figured those ones will obviously work fine on the Switch. The things I'm worried about are more, Call of Duty and some of the big AAA titles that people play regularly. I feel like those won't work or won't be able to be developed for the Switch. And one of the harder things that, for developer-wise, to develop for will be the 8-person co-op mode or whatever, basically like split screen, but each one of you are using your own Nintendo Switch as your screen. You're all playing together in a local LAN session, basically. That would be really hard, I feel like, for a developer to develop a game for. And some of the different modes where there's basically 3 different controller configurations seems like that would also be hard to develop for. But maybe, I'm not a developer, so maybe I have the wrong impression, but that seems to be my biggest holdup on the Nintendo Switch. Other than that, I think it's a great idea, and I'm really crossing my fingers for a final Pokemon console game. Obviously, I think they're going to get rid of the Nintendo DS now and replace both the DS and the Wii U with this one console, the Nintendo Switch. So I would have to think that they're going to come out with a console version of a Pokemon game, which, fingers crossed, would be awesome. So let me know what you guys think of the Switch. Am I just wrong in the fact that I think it'd be really hard to develop for, or do you guys have kind of the same opinion? I'd be really curious to know what you think. Leave your thoughts in the comments and everything, and I will be sure to respond to them. This is Zach with Next Tech News. See ya!